You were just watching a special report on the school shooting at a Texas elementary school today. Here's what we know. 14 students and a teacher were killed, according to Governor Greg Abbott. It happened about 85 miles west of San Antonio. Police say the shooter, an 18-year-old high school student, is also dead. The school district had said an active shooter was reported at Robb Elementary School, which has an enrollment of just under 600 students. Area hospitals are still reporting caring for several other students and at least one adult. We'll continue to follow this story throughout the evening. The FBI says it's investigating a shooting on the Spirit Lake Reservation. One man was taken to the hospital, but the FBI says there's no threat to the public. They haven't released much information, including whether anyone was arrested, only saying it happened Sunday night. The Bureau of Indian Affairs is also investigating. A Minnesota man is facing several charges related to child pornography. Newly filed court documents show 22-year-old Joshua Fenske of Holly is charged with 6 felony counts of disseminating pornographic work involving minors, some younger than 13. Fenske is also facing 6 felony counts of possessing child porn. Detectives seized 2 of his cell phones after tips that child porn was being uploaded and shared on Snapchat. Court records allege investigators found more than 1,200 pictures and nearly 2,000 videos. To the forecast now. With today's mild weather, crews were able to get outdoors to get their projects done. This is the new NDSU football practice facility. Crews are finishing up the roof. Now let's go to Hutch to find out if those favorable conditions will last for the rest of the week. Hutch.
Stacy, thanks so much. For tonight, at least, it does look like our quiet weather will continue. We have seen an increase in cloud cover, but temperatures are fabulous on this terrific Tuesday. Check out traffic there. You're looking out to the west on Interstate 94 from our view here in South Fargo. Look at Grand Forks, 71. The warm spot, Badette at 72 degrees. Detroit Lakes and Fergus Falls, toasty in those 60s at this hour as well. Jamestown, 67 degrees. A few clouds mainly in our southern counties, and warmer temperatures up north, partially a result of the increased amount of sunshine you've had this afternoon. Spotty sprinkles showing up. We're talking about eastern parts of Becker County, generally moving from south to north. We have had a couple dancing through Hubbard and southern Beltrami County for you in the Bemidji area. The main event, though, is on its way tonight and into tomorrow. Look at this huge storm system. It's moving northward, and it will impact some of our counties as we go through your Wednesday. But for tonight, get out and enjoy. Those 60s will last all the way through sunset. Then we'll cool back into the 50s. Clouds will be a thing, and our wind will become more easterly as we go through the overnight hours. Grand Forks, likewise, 50s by bedtime tonight. Not all of us will see rain tomorrow. We'll have details in your hour-by-hour forecast on a cool down for your Wednesday, but a nice warm-up to close out the week and head into your weekend in a minute.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Millions of Americans are hitting the road and heading to the airport this holiday weekend, despite the high cost of gas and flights. AAA reports more than 39 million Americans will travel 50 or more miles over the Memorial Day weekend. That's up 8.3% from last year. This all comes as the average cost of a gallon of gas remains at a record high of $4.60. The U.S. government reported in April alone the cost of airfare surged more than 18%. That's the largest monthly increase on record. With gas prices hitting a new high every day for the past 2 weeks, diesel fuel is up too. As Carter Evans explains, that covers a lot of ground and hits consumers right in the pocket.
Yesterday, I seen fuel prices like $6.39 a gallon.
Imagine paying that for a fill-up of more than 100 gallons.
A regular fill-up would have been, just say 6 months ago, about $700. Now, it's about $1,000.
It's what truckers are facing across the country for diesel, and you're paying the price, according to oil analyst Tom Kluza.
If you're ordering anything that moves by freight across the country, it comes via fuel surcharges. Probably not the worst of the diesel surcharges. That'll come next month.
The Biden administration is now considering tapping a rarely used diesel reserve to help ease prices.
1 million barrels of diesel in this reserve, in the whole grand scheme of things, how much is that?
Very incidental. It'll help, but it doesn't move the needle much.
Last month, the White House tapped the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to help ease skyrocketing oil prices. But with Memorial Day weekend coming up, more than 39 million people are expected to travel, increasing demand for gasoline.
I just don't think there's any magic bullet at the moment. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough summer.
Andy says fuel prices could keep rising if any refineries were to shut down.
August looks like it's going to be very active hurricane season in the Gulf of Mexico, where about half of our refining capacity is on the coast. Anything goes when we get to hurricane season. And that's true for gasoline, it's true for diesel, and it's true for jet fuel.
Carter Evans, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And experts are concerned that high fuel prices for the trucking industry could worsen supply chain challenges for consumers.
Look, this is going to be the most expensive gas has ever been on Memorial Day.
In Ohio today, Republican leader Kevin McCarthy held a joint press conference with Representative Michael Turner on record-level gas prices. Representative Turner said the Biden administration's inflationary policies have impacted Americans at the grocery store and the gas pump.
This president set a war on our energy production where we had energy independence. He even said so this week that he wants the gas prices to go up so that people will abandon gasoline-powered cars. That has crippling to our economy, crippling to American families.
Just days ago, gas prices hit a new milestone with every state reporting more than $4 per gallon. Western states hit $6 per gallon. Last Wednesday, the Biden administration canceled one of the most high-profile oil and gas lease opportunities pending before the Interior Department. The decision halts the potential to drill for oil in more than 1 million acres in the Cook Inlet in Alaska. The cancellation of the Alaska oil and gas lease could put even more pressure on gas prices as supply disruptions from the conflict in Ukraine continue. Today, President Biden and other world leaders underscored their support of Ukraine and pushed for more consequences against Russia in the light of a gruesome discovery. Ukrainian officials say at least 200 bodies have been found in the rubble of an apartment building in Mariupol, where Russian forces have claimed control. And now Russia has their sights set on seizing control of another region. The European Union says it expects to reach agreement soon on a 6th sanction package against Russia, just a day after Ukraine's president pushed for maximum sanctions at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland.
We should not trade long-term security needs for short-term economic interests.
In today's session, NATO's Secretary General called on Russia to end the war and allow Ukraine's grain to be exported, citing a rising global food shortage. Meanwhile, some Ukrainian children are launching their own war games. They stage battles with wooden weapons just feet away from where they hid in bunkers with their families as Russian tanks shelled their village near Kyiv. Now they're playing war to celebrate their liberation. After Russian soldiers destroyed much of their neighborhood, the boys are determined to help protect it in the future. The war in Ukraine has killed more than 250 children. Hundreds more have been hurt. The nationwide baby formula shortage has some parents desperate to find food for their newborns. One Nebraska woman found a different product that caused her child to be hospitalized. After not being able to find her regular brand of formula, she settled on a brand she hadn't used before with dire consequences.
Wait, she's not breathing, and the nurse turned around, snatched her, and took off with her. We just went running behind her, but it was heart-wrenching because her face just turned blue and she just was so limp in my arms.
Turns out the baby was allergic to 2 main ingredients in that formula. The primary care medical director for CHI Health says formula changes can cause a range of reactions, but this kind is rare. Officials are advising parents to call a physician if a new formula being used to feed a baby. They also say keep a close eye on a child to make sure there are no potential health threats. Births in the United States increased last year, but there still weren't as many as before the pandemic. Nearly 3.7 million babies were born in the U.S. in 2021, which is about 46,000 more than in 2020, the first year of the pandemic. However, the 1% increase still falls short of 2019 levels. The increase was the first time in 7 years that the U.S. birth rate increased. It's not clear why the number of births increased, but some health experts say one theory could be that Americans delayed having babies during the first year of the pandemic due to public health and economic uncertainty, so the rising number could be the result of a rebound. Authorities now know what killed the Tennessee couple vacationing at Sandals Emerald Bay Resort in the Bahamas earlier this month. Robbie and Michael Phillips, a married couple of 43 years, were found dead in their hotel room on May 6th after complaining of vomiting the night before. According to the Nassau Guardian, the pathologist has stated the couple died of carbon monoxide poisoning. The cause of death has not yet been given for the other Americans that died in that same resort. Fleet Farm is teaming up with Taps for Veterans to honor fallen soldiers on Memorial Day by participating in the 3rd annual Taps Across America. On Monday, buglers will sound taps at 3 p.m. at the Fargo Fleet Farm store.